statesman, diplomat, outdoorsman, podcast host, MarkSing was born in February of 1977, and by the tender age of 5 years old, he was the lead singer, bassist, and guitarist in the international sensation hip-hop jazz fusion punk rock band Intoxicating Vagina. He speaks fluent Japanese. In Spanish, sharks have a week dedicated to him. If he ever choked you unconscious, you'd wake up later and thank him for giving you a hug. His words carry weight that would break a lesser man's jaw. Please welcome your host of the Unapologetic Man podcast, MarkSing.
Welcome to the Unapologetic Man podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it. What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP Man. I thought that was pretty damn funny, dude, when the guy sent it back to me. I sent him the script for that, and some of you may recognize I got some of those ideas from the most interesting man in the world, that Dos Equis commercial. His blood smells like cologne. He could slam a revolving door. Oh my God, bro, that is so fucking funny. So, kind of made my own spin on it, and I'm going to do a few more of those moving forward. Got to keep you guys entertained, but most importantly, got to keep myself entertained, and that definitely got a good chuckle out of me. Awesome delivery from my English brother. I wanted something that sounded like a Smithsonian kind of like advertisement for like Theodore Roosevelt, and then mixing in some of that interesting man in the world. So I thought it came out pretty good. But today, boys, we're going to talk about how to get women to send you nudes. And the funniest thing about this episode is I know damn well that this is going to be the most downloaded episode I've probably ever produced. You guys just love getting nudes from women, man. And I know I'm going to get a ton of guys listening to this, so I appreciate you listening. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is MarkSing. I am an NLP dating coach. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. In addition to teaching my guys the tactical skills of how to attract women and how to attract nudes pinging into your inbox, I also reprogram my clients' brains with NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to give them the belief systems of an alpha, to make them feel like they're a bona fide 10, because the only way you're going to be able to attract a super high quality woman is to feel that you are a super high quality man. And many guys have doubts about themselves when it comes to attracting women, when it comes to self-worth, when it comes to self-esteem. So that's what I specifically do. If you want to meet with me on a free one-on-one breakthrough session, go to my website, CoachMarkSing.com. You can also click the link in the description below. Click on the tab that says coaching, read the 65 million testimonials. I just actually put up 12 more. There's so damn many, man. And yes, they are all real. Jesus Christ, what an idiot I would be to make up testimonials, which, by the way, a lot of people do. But those are all 100% legit. You could also verify that by reading the testimonials on iTunes about this podcast. But if you put in your application, you and I are going to get on a free call together to talk about your struggles with women. And I'm going to give you a no BS assessment of how long I think it would take you to get the kinds of results with women that you really want if you were to come into my 3-month coaching program. So apply now. I'd love to meet with you. All right, boys, let's get some nudes in your inbox. What do you say? All right, to preface this, there's several different ways you can get nudes, and it all depends on her level of attraction for you. As I spoke about last Monday, before you build any kind of sexual tension with a woman, before you bring anything sexual, she just has to be attracted to you. I'd love to teach you guys the 6 magic words to send to any girl on Tinder, and then bing, you get nudes in your inbox. The only 6 magic words I can think of in that context would be, I have a fucking lot of cocaine, and or I will give you $800 for a picture of your titty. Maybe that would get you some nudes. I didn't check if that was 6 words. Please forgive me if it wasn't. But if you want to do it legit-wise, if you want to do it without having to give her some of that booger sugar or direct deposit money into her account, you're going to have to get her attracted to you, bro, tendo. It just is the way it is. So as I spoke about last Monday in that episode, how to create sexual tension with a woman, what you want to do here is you kind of want to make it her idea. People who are masters at the art of persuasion always set it up so that the persuaded person thinks of the idea on their own. So in that episode, I spoke about how to build sexual tension with the woman, how to bring up sexual conversation. If you haven't listened to that, I strongly suggest you do so because it's an absolutely essential element to getting girls attracted enough to you where they'll actually text you back. But in that, I mentioned really briefly about getting girls to send you nudes. And what you do is you basically set it up so that it's their idea, and you want to make it so that them doing it is going to entertain them in a certain way. Them doing it is going to put you in an uncomfortable situation. So think about it. How could you provoke a woman to do something when you basically tell her, don't do that? Because if you tell her not to do that, it's kind of like a reverse psychology kind of thing. If you tell her that the consequences of her doing it are going to be entertaining for her, she's going to be way more motivated to do it. If you just hit up a girl who you've been dating, and usually, boys, it doesn't have to happen every way like this, but usually you've been dating her and you've had sex with her. But I've gotten nudes from chicks who really I haven't even met yet. I just got them super attracted to me first. So what you do is a reverse psychology thing where you tell her not to do it. But if she does do it, it's going to be extremely entertaining for her. So kind of use your mind. How could you do that? It's like a kid, right? You tell the kid, don't come over here. Don't come over here. And the kid comes running. Or like a cat, you give it a couple pets, a couple under the chin, and then you push her away, the cat is going to come back to you. It's very similar to women. What you want to do with women is a lot like what you do with cats. Give them a little and then make it so that they want to come back to you, and make it so that it's going to be highly entertaining for them. So this is what you do. Basically, from a 10,000 foot perspective, is you tell her not to turn you on because you're out in public and you're getting a boner the size of the Eiffel Tower, essentially. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to do it, but here's from step 0 to 10, where you have absolutely no sexual tension going on and you're trying to get nudes into your inbox. Try this out. This shit absolutely works. Okay, so we have the context that she's already attracted to us. Things are going well. Now, this is a pretty big pull, so you want to make sure that you haven't been chasing her, but in fact, you're good on the balance of like her kind of chasing you. You're good in what I call the 80-100 rule. The 80-100 rule dictates that you give her 80% of what she gives you. So if she's giving you 10 compliments, you essentially give her 8. Or if she's giving you 10 statements of interest, you're essentially giving her 8 statements of interest. So she's into it. She's attracted to you. That has to be there. There's no other way to do this. So what you send her is this text. You say, so Kelly, ... And guys, when it comes to texting, one of the things I see guys do wrong all the time is they kind of like blow their whole load in a single text. They're like, so Kelly, I have something interesting to tell you. The interesting thing is XYZ. Instead, what you should do is you should break it up and build intrigue in the woman so that it's a step-by-step series of micro yeses and getting her to chase you. We want her in a chasing kind of mentality in order to elicit those nude pictures. So what I always do, or what I often do, is I just text them this, so Kelly, ... Okay, what's she going to do? She's going to reply back and say, yes, Mark, ... Then I'll say, I have something I have to admit to you, ... Now, this is really building intrigue because she's like, ooh, this is juicy. I want to learn more about this. I also might say, I was thinking about you yesterday and ... You see how much intrigue this builds because it's about her. She wants to know like, oh, what was he thinking about me? Was it good or was it bad? So bro, she's going to definitely hit you back, and eliciting this kind of intrigue in women is absolutely essential. Okay, from the top. So Kelly, ... Yes, Mark, ... There's something you should know, ... And she's gonna be like, what's that? You'd be like, you sure it's not gonna get to your head? And she'll be like, yeah, I'm definitely sure. Now I've said, are you sure it's not gonna get to your head? Which communicates to her, oh, it's about me. I definitely wanna know more. So then you say, well, I was thinking about you yesterday and it kind of got to me a little bit. And she's like, oh yeah, how so? Well, remember that black dress you were wearing the other night? And remember, boys, like I really have to say this again. She has to be attracted to you, and you have to have a couple extra pulls in the bucket, which means she's pulled you more into her than you have into you. And you're at about 80%. And even if you do this, you're still at that all important 80% of what she's given you. So she's kind of been chasing you. She's kind of complimented you, and you got a couple compliments in the bucket. Now, this is a really powerful thing to do because she wants to know. She wants you to compliment her. So you say basically, I was kind of thinking about you yesterday and it kind of messed me up. And she's like, oh, how so? Well, remember that black dress you were wearing on our date? Or remember that picture of you in that black dress? Fuck, that was sexy. I was kind of thinking about it and it kind of messed me up. Okay, now she's stoked because you got a couple extra compliments in the bucket. She's really stoked to be getting this validation. Now you're in a good spot. And I'm sure a lot of you can see how I'm going to lead this into getting nude pictures by telling her to stop doing something. So check this out. So you guys are talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, what'd you like about it? Now, when you guys are going, like she says, what'd you like about it? And be like, damn, the way it fit around your ass and your tits look so good. You know what? We really have to stop talking about this. She's going to be like, why? And then you say, because I'm in public right now and I'm kind of getting turned on and I don't want to walk around with the freaking tent in my pants and everybody can see my red helmeted warrior flexed up and ready for battle. We better stop talking about this. Okay, so what's she going to do? You tell her that you're in an embarrassing situation. It's going to be highly entertaining for her to think about you walking around with a goddamn boner the size of the Sears Tower in your underwear, looking like you have a tent in your pants, and she's going to want more of that. Okay, so this is going to elicit her to send you nudes or send you more pictures. So you're basically like, dude, we have to stop talking about this. I'm at Starbucks right now and I'm sitting down drinking coffee and the freaking table is rising and it's about to spill my coffee. Ha ha ha. And 90% of the time, she's going to make it even more sexual. Now we got her in the right kind of context where we're like, stop, stop, stop. She's doing it more and more and more. Then what happens? Every time, bing, titty pictures comes in. Bing, a picture of her in her lingerie comes in. And chicks usually have these stored in their phone and she's going to send them to you. When you tell her that you were thinking about her, you're getting super turned on. You got to stop talking about it now because you're getting a boner the size of the Seattle Space Needle and you have to stop talking about it right now. She's going to start tossing in nudes. Okay, so once again, you tell her not to do it because it's turning you on. You're telling her it's kind of fucking you up. You can't really focus. You could tell her you're at school, you're at work, wherever you happen to be. It's kind of preventing you from focusing. And you can even start that with your text, which is another way to do it. You could say, hey, I got a bone to pick with you. She's like, what's that? You'd be like, you're totally distracting me right now. And she's like, how's that? Well, I'm thinking about you in that little black dress. Or guys, if you had sex with her already, you could be like, I'm thinking about you laying in my bed in your lingerie. Once again, boys, when you have a couple extra compliments in the bucket that you're allowed to use, within that 80-100 rule. I'm telling you, this is the biggest mistake that guys make. They are too fucking eager. They are giving her too many compliments. They are giving too much pulling, which means pulling her into you, chasing her, trying to get her to come to you. The most you can do when it comes to that is 80% of the amount she pulls you. Now, you may ask, well, what if she doesn't pull me at all? Then you can't do this. You can't pull her at all. Now, you may ask too, well, what if she never compliments me? Then you never compliment her. Aside from the very first direct open that I teach, which is, hey, I thought you were cute, how to come meet you. Guys, I do not compliment women. I simply do not, unless they're complimenting me. Why? Not because I'm malevolent, not because I'm an asshole. I certainly think she's interesting. I certainly think she's beautiful and looks like a goddess, but I'm not going to tell her that because time and time again, I've learned compliments are like landmines with women, unless they're complimenting you, unless they're into you. So again, under the context that she's really into it, you can throw some out there and say, dude, I was thinking about you and it's kind of fucking me up. I can't concentrate. I'm at school right now. I'm at work right now. It's really distracting. Then you explain a little bit about what you were thinking about, give some specifics, and then you say, dude, we have to stop. We have to stop. I can't concentrate. Stop it. Like in capital letters. Stop it with 3 exclamation points, right? Now what's she going to do? 90% chance she's going to toss in some nudes. Now, if she doesn't toss in the nudes, then I'm sorry, but any other context, probably not going to get nudes from her unless you guys are like really dating. She's totally in love with you. And that's my other point. When you have high compliance with a girl, all you have to do is be like, yo, send me some nudes. Like literally, if a girl's super sprung on you, as you guys should be getting girls super sprung on you, they will just do this when you ask, so you don't need all this fancy schmancy shit. But if you don't have that yet and you got some extra compliments in the bucket, extra pulls in the bucket, you can deploy this thing where you basically tell her you were thinking about her. It's kind of got you fucked up. You guys start talking about it. Then you say, hey, we got to stop because I'm getting a boner. I'm about to get into my car and the thing is going to get lodged up in the steering wheel or I can't even steer. You know, be funny, make stuff up. I'm telling you, man, this is the best way to get it. But when she's super into it, you could just text her and be like, yo, I want some pictures of your titties. And then bing, you get pictures of her titties. And girls like this because when they're really into you, they know we're sexual. They know we're visual. They love to get dressed up and take hot pictures of themselves. So don't get it twisted, bro. Like many girls have nude pictures of themselves, or at the very least pictures of them in lingerie. They're gonna fucking send it to you many times when you don't even ask for it. Like you're sitting there watching TV, picking lint out of your belly button, and then suddenly, bing, a picture comes in of this super fine chick in lingerie. Chicks love this shit. But again, the foundation of this is that you always work within the 80-100 rule. I've said it now 10 times on this podcast, but if you haven't heard my episode on it, I would strongly suggest searching 80/100 rule MarkSing, MarkSing. And my episodes about that all-important 80-100 rule will pop up in the search function. Listen to those. I cannot think of anything more important than 80-100 rule except frame control, but it actually works into frame control. It's a tenet of frame control. So once again, guys, to get nudes, you basically tell her you were thinking about her, you're getting really turned on, you guys talk about that a little bit, you tell her to stop, and then the nudes will come in. Now, when you have a high level of compliance, when she's super into you, you just simply ask for them. Now, that begs the question, what if she asks for nudes from you? Well, here's my thoughts on that. Never, unless she specifically asks, send her a dick pic. My client Brant had a great idea about the dick pic. If she asks for a dick pic, you basically send her a picture of a guitar pic with the word dick on it. You can find that picture with the simple Google image search. Send that to her first. And if she's really pressing for it, listen, that's between you and her. You know, I have to admit, I've probably done it a couple times in the past, but never under any circumstance have your face in the picture. You don't want your red helmeted warrior in the foreground and your big ass smiling face in the background, ear to ear smile, glimmering like a used car salesman in the Texas sun. You do not want that because that shit could get out on the internet. So I don't suggest sending dick pics. I don't really like to send naked pics, but what I will send if she asks for it are pictures of me with my shirt off. I do, and this is a little embarrassing, have a picture of me like in the mirror, kind of covering my junk with my hand, and took like a selfie for that because chicks, they want to see that. And I'm ripped. I'm very proud of my body. So if they ask for it, I'll send that to them. But I'm not going to send unsolicited dick pics, nor will I even send her a dick pic if she asks. I'm going to do that guitar pic thing. And if she really presses for it, maybe, but it totally depends on the context. Because if you're just dating a girl for a couple months and God forbid she's in your friends group and then you guys break up a month later, dude, she's showing that to her friends. And even if you guys don't break up, she's probably showing it to her friends. How do I know this is true? Because you, brother, are showing naked pictures of her to your friends, aren't you? All you guys are like nodding right now, like, yeah, bro, you caught me. Damn right I did, man. People are people. They want to be entertained. They want to laugh. So what's she going to do? She's going to show your pictures to her girlfriends. So you got to make sure you look good. And to me, it's like the most I'm going to send her is a shirt off picture. That's about it, where I look good. And it would be something that I wouldn't be afraid to be posted publicly. Now, that being said, guys, and I can't believe I even have to say this, but don't be a fucking douche canoe and post naked pictures of girls that you've been dating to any kind of social media platform, to the internet in any way whatsoever. I have a lot of really hot girlfriends who have had their lives almost ruined by guys who have done this. Sex tapes, naked pictures, stuff that they did when they were a little bit more naive is now floating out there on the internet for anybody else to see. So be very careful and respect the woman who sends you naked pictures. Keep them to yourself. I know you're going to show your friends. That's cool. Just your best buddies. But be respectful, man, because life is a big mirror. What you do to other people is going to happen to you. So if you put the hate out there, if you try to manipulate people, it's going to come back to you. And I don't want to see that happen to you guys. So that's the way you get nude pics, boys. Pretty easy, especially when you get her highly attracted to you, which I specifically teach you how to do in my 3-month Total Solution NLP coaching program. If you want to get on that one-on-one call with me, I'd definitely love to meet you. Go to my website, fill in the quick application, and you and I will get on that one-on-one call together. Lasts about 30 minutes to an hour. Just me and you, man, chatting it up. So if you want to meet me, I want to meet you too. Now, this is under the context that you're very interested in joining my 3-month coaching program that, as you can see by the testimonials I post on my website, as well as the myriad of testimonials that I've read on this podcast. And there's even some testimonials in the iTunes review sections about my 3-month coaching program that shows without question that this thing really works. I'm talking, we got some magic going on where every single guy who comes in completely changes his life, completely changes his situation with women, has gorgeous naked women in his bed regularly once he goes through the 3-month coaching program, if he does all the work. And that's the question. Does he have enough intestinal fortitude to do what I ask? Will he move into his fears like a fucking man does, with a full heart, a grin on his face, ready to slay all the dragons that have held him back for as long as he can remember? If you're that guy, if you got that warrior heart like I do, brother, I really, really want to meet you. So sign up right now. Stop putting it off. Let's get together and see what I can do for your dating life. For the rest of you boys, I do appreciate you listening. I always really appreciate those 5-star reviews. If you want to give me one of those reviews, email me at CoachMarkSing@gmail.com and I will send you 3 programs: Conversation Sniper, Guide to the Female Orgasm, make her look like a screaming demon that just got hit with the tornado, and 3 texts to build massive attraction in women. Impress your friends, baffle your enemies. Gentlemen, I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays. I got an awesome one coming up on Thursday. It's really important that you guys listen to that. So stay tuned for that one. It's all about your inner balance point, frame control tenet, one of the most important things I have to teach you. So tune back in. Love all you guys. Appreciate you listening, and I will see you in the next episode.